just seeing around like the waves of black smoke coming over the houses and looking down the street, and I couldn't even see down the street, but I can see the house over there. You know, it was fully engulfed in flames.
Lived here 40 years. This was just my community. This is where I grew up. My neighbors, my friends. We got the emergency text around 6:30, maybe a little earlier than that. Then we saw it on the TV that there was a fire at Eaton Canyon. And maybe 15 minutes after that, get another text saying that we have to evacuate.
Every house except for 3 on our street burned down, and then she lives pretty far. I remember.
Yeah,
that
well,
night.
1 mile far in the sense of a fire, but
yeah.
She lives exactly 1 mile away west of it.
Hearing the loud explosions and the pops and that crunch of the wood was, it was terrifying.
Most people are freaking out. I'm staying calm, thinking like, we've had these before, it'll be all right. And so we start packing stuff up. My mom, my sister, my nephew, they evacuate. My dad wants to stay. So I was like, I'm gonna stay as long as my dad stays. But then around 8:30, 9 o'clock, the power goes out, and that's when it gets scary. And then we go outside, and we can see huge glow on the mountain, like huge glow. That's when I got scared.
When I found out that the fires were coming, I got a call from my sister. And so we met up and got in the car, and we came up here to come check on my mom's house. And as we arrived, we're saw fires. This house was on fire, but not these row of houses were on fire, but within the middle of those were on fire. And it just felt unreal.
And we just started turning on the hoses and just started watering stuff down. I turned on my neighbor's hose, turned his on. I went over here as well, turned on his hose, and I'm just watering.
And listening to the stories people are telling about helping each other, and watering down.
And as we're watering, we're just getting hit by just these crazy 90 miles per hour winds are just hitting us, almost knocking us down. The embers are just flying through the smoke, and the crazy thing is, like, there was so much smoke that you couldn't even see the glow of the fire at that point. All you saw was just smoke. So we had no idea how close it was until it got over this little house right here and here. Once it got on the other side of those houses, then we could start seeing the flames, and that's when it got scary.
I used to live right down here. And my mom was in the front up there. And this is where my kids grew up. Changed diapers right there, and their rooms was right here. And this is our room. It's crazy seeing it like this.
I was born in Pasadena in 1936. At that time, Altadena was just like a little extension of Pasadena. So I have seen Altadena grow. And on the west side of Altadena was where the majority of black people were building homes.
I went to school. I went to pre-K through 12 school in Pasadena, but living in Altadena kind of made me feel special almost. So it was me and then a couple of my other friends lived up in Altadena. So I just had a lot of, my sports friends and sports community and stuff up in Altadena. And you're right up in the mountains and the nature's there. So it just felt special in a way, that such a sense of community and that diversity up in Altadena.
Just the sense of everybody wanting it to return, and have that same type of feeling that we had before. But it does feel different in the sense of we're all just trying to support each other and, find as much commonality as we can. And I got so many good hugs from people that I didn't even know. It'd be one thing to go through this by yourself, but I just feel like going through it together, it's just made it somewhat better.
This Snowbox was created and designed by my brother-in-law. He built it himself, painted it, and put it up for us a few years ago. So I'm happy it survived.
This thing, man.
I could play this thing, this French horn, but I hated carrying it. I had to walk up lake with this thing as a teenager. We have to catch in the bus and get made fun of because of this awkward thing I was carrying. I played in the band.
When people talk about the businesses, you recognize what a community it is.
And I feel like LA did kind of come together too, because we have that Altadena community, but especially the day after it happened, that into the the weeks after, getting so many texts and calls from high school friends, mostly in Pasadena, other friends that I've made since I now live in Silver Lake in the area. People just offering, almost like begging to help me. I kept being like, thank you. Like I think everyone's in a hotel now. We're all together. Like right now, there's nothing we really need, and I just kept getting people following up, which was like so nice to feel that much kind of help and support. I had high school friends offering their houses for them to stay at, and then even like we were saying, businesses that I didn't suspect, just like giving free clothes and stuff. So it did feel that Altadena community, and then like kind of did broaden out to the LA community helping Altadena.
It has amplified the togetherness.
The essence of Altadena is still here. It lies with the people. There's so much history, there's so many legacies, there's so many houses that have been passed down from grandfather or grandmother to son and daughter, that even if it does change a little bit, I think the culture of Altadena and the history of this black community is still gonna thrive and still be here.
My hope for Altadena is for everyone to return but keep the life. So, as an example, everybody's house was different because the houses up here had life, like the design. You would never find like two houses together that look the same, and that's what made Altadena unique, because it was a small town of growth and of opportunity, and I'm hopeful that people will come back, stronger.
I'm so emotionally traumatized, and I can't remember anything I am supposed to know. So I just really hope that the help is out there for the people more in West Altadena, because to be honest, those are the ones, older homes, older people who will need help navigating what is going to bring Altadena back. But Altadena is going to come back. It's going to be different, but it's going to come back.